What's going on, guys? Tyler here, coming at you with my weightlifting workout, day 3. You heard it here first. So, wow, what a great lift this was. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Any day I get a snatch is a good day. You understand what I'm saying? So, started out, I didn't foam roll. I didn't cue. I didn't warm up. I didn't do a lot. One reason was the gym was incredibly packed. Now, I was actually there a little bit later, and I wanted just to get through the training, finish up for the day, get home, get some food, get some sleep, see my wife. So she was actually at a Bible study during this time. That's why she's not here with me at the gym. We typically go together. So used the bar, just kind of cued, kind of warmed up a little bit, kept the jacket on, just kind of went through some of the motions. Felt creaky, felt achy, felt slow. But one of my favorite ways to warm up once you have necessary mobility is just to get underneath the barbell and start adding weight. And as you slowly overload that weight, you'll get to the point where it feels very, very comfortable and you're sweating. I was actually sweating so much. It was raining all day. That might have been a factor to where like the humidity was higher here in the gym, but I sweat more during this workout than I have for a long time. You'll probably see a little bit later. So I believe those are 25s. I typically like to start with kind of a power, just getting the upper body warmed up before I pull all the way underneath the bar like you see there. You see a little bit of that wobble, a little bit of that shake. Ain't nothing to write home about. Ooh, a little bit of speed right there. Looking good, feeling good. I was feeling fantastic. And by that I mean the snatch pattern felt pretty good for me. My body was telling me I had been working out. My back's a little bit sore, so you can see here I'm just kind of doing some traction. Just letting gravity kind of loosen everything back up. You've probably heard, people say you like lose an inch or two during the day on your overall height just from gravity kind of pulling down on you. So coming to the gym to work out at night, I feel all compressed and telescoped, and I want to work on opening everything up, especially through my lats and my chest. Those tend to get tight. I kind of tend to be, bunched over all day looking at a phone or a screen or driving or whatever, and just opening everything up. That's one of the major reasons I love Olympic weightlifting, because it helps you find these positions on a semi-weekly basis to where you're opening things up, you're restoring that full range of motion under load, and it feels oh so good. So back to 25. The workout here calls for a snatch followed by a hang snatch at 90%. And you'll remember I hit that 235 not too long ago. That was actually the beginning of this week. So my numbers tonight that I was working up to was 210 pounds. Dadgummit, that's heavy, considering I wasn't even snatching that like a month or two ago. I mean, like, sadly, a year ago I was, but I lost a lot of strength. Long story. Basically went 95 pounds, hit that for a set. Went 135, which I hit for 2 sets. And here I am, 185, fourth set, essentially, with load. Shaky, but I didn't lose a single rep the whole time through this. So that is a confidence builder, I'll tell you. And a couple of things I did differently. I tried to set up with a little bit more vertical of a torso. So basically pulling my chest up or kind of extending the chest, the thoracic spine a little bit more on my setup, and ensuring that I'm nice and upright at the start there. You kind of see me set into it. And then the other thing was I had my toes angled out just a little bit more, and dadgummit felt good. I'm telling you what. Shaking. I mean, it wasn't flawless. It isn't perfect. My pattern's still a little bit wonky, shall we say, but under this much weight, I felt good. And like I said, I didn't miss a single one of these. They all went over, almost went right through the mirror. There's literally a mirror right in front of me right there. There was no room in the gym to be doing nothing. Nearly had 7 years bad luck just charging headlong through a mirror with 200 pounds overhead. Let's go. But yeah, felt pretty good there. So getting tight, and it's probably the best my snatch has felt for, weeks and weeks, maybe a couple months. I really felt like instead of throwing the bar out in front of me and pulling forward and underneath it, I was lifting the bar straight up, and that's what I was cueing in my head, is just vertical, lifting the bar straight up and pulling straight under, to where I didn't feel like I wasn't feeling the weight as I got to the bottom of the squat. I was able to kind of absorb it. Like the bar, I was all the way down in my squat and the bar still felt weightless. So I could kind of get positioned and balanced before the bar hit me. So it felt really great. Super happy. Can't wait to go snatch tonight. The next move, which was infinitely easier, was a 5x2 power jerk. The reason I power jerk is it's an aggressive push press. I don't use the power jerk for my clean and jerk. I split jerk personally, but I think the power jerk is good because it's explosive, so it gets a very egregious hip drive from that power position, and it also really helps that shoulder mobility. And of course, catching in the front rack, that deceleration, really, really good for your front rack. So I think it's just a good move for a weightlifter to do, even if they're not really using power jerks. I wish I could, power jerk tons of weight, but the way my hips are built and everything, I like a more narrow stance. And typically in a power jerk, you're going to be throwing your feet pretty wide for that stance. So I slip my feet a little bit to the sides when I power jerk, but it's nothing too crazy. And, I prefer to keep a little bit more narrow of a stance, but this felt pretty good. And I actually went heavier on this and the next lift just because my clean and jerk didn't go up at all. From the time that from last week essentially to this week, I still hit 275 on the clean and jerk. So I went from a 205 or a 215. I think it was a 205 snatch to a 235. So we're looking at a 30-pound increase from one week to the next. And on my clean and jerk, it was a 275 both weeks. So I was like, I don't want to do these same movements and weights again, so I added a 10 on each side here. So 245, yep, math don't fail me now, 245 for a front squat, doubles, and first rep pause. So throwing a little bit of a pause in. So getting tight. I'm working on the front rack. I used to bury too far into my neck, and as my shoulders have gotten a little bit bigger, it's cutting off my air. So I'm working on bringing it out onto the delts a little bit more, still keeping it nice and secure. And you'll see just trying to control my descent and stay as vertical as I can coming up. Pause, press, stay in vertical, and then straight down and up into a normal front squat. Sweating bullets, I'll tell you right now. Final exercise of the workout. You got that, you're warm all over, you're sweating, you're feeling good at this point in the workout. You just got to power through to the end. Get her done. You understand what I'm saying? This was a deficit deadlift from, you can't really tell, but I'm standing on a 45-pound bumper. So that's what those 3 plates are on the bar right now. So something that thick, probably 2.5, 3 inches thick is what I'm standing on. Relatively narrow stance, trying to mimic a clean stance, but just by nature of being in so much more of a deficit than normal, I don't know how much carryover it has to your clean pull, but the strength it takes in your back, your upper back, your hamstrings, you'll feel everything light up on this, and I love it. I had a weightlifting coach early on who told me he long suspected the key to just a massive clean was deficit deadlift. So I threw them in the program. I love them. They feel great. They really help that mobility. They really help that bracing and breathing. And they kind of help control not, smoking your back with 450 pounds or whatever, your 80 or 90% of your deadlift would be. Here I have, 330, I think, 335, something like that. No, 340, 15, 25, 35, 40, 45, 345, final answer. So about a 350 pound deficit pull for triples, 5 sets, of course, and felt pretty dang good. So day 3, smashing success. Thanks for sticking with me for the journey. We will holler at you guys in that next video and train hard until then.